that does not sound good. Luckily, it doesn't hurt yet. So before it does start to hurt or cause me some other serious issue, I am going to attempt to fix this in only 1 week, doing a variety of exercises and stretches. What do I believe is going on, and what will I do to get rid of this insane knee cracking in 1 week? Let's find out, but you gotta focus. Okay, first of all, what I believe is going on, that is something called patella maltracking. That is, my patella or kneecap is not grooving through the right path. More specifically, from what I can literally see, is my patella is actually grooving laterally towards the outside when I go down into a squat. Then when I squat up, it just, it's grooving in the wrong spot and things are cracking. Luckily, it doesn't hurt yet, and this has actually been an issue I've been dealing with for over 10 years now, so it's a miracle I haven't had any pain regarding these cracks. But I heard it could turn into pain, and I want to prevent that from happening. Alright, so what exactly caused this problem? What I suspect is from my years of break dancing or b-boying, doing power moves, specifically movements like the flare. It got things very, very strong on the side, like my IT band, all the abductors, but then my adductors, or my adductors, those muscles responsible for bringing the legs together, well, those got really stretched out from having my legs, spread out all the time, whipping around in circles. Now, I did also get a couple of injuries on these adductor muscles, these groin muscles in the middle, and I think the combination of the injuries plus them being really stretched out plus my really tight abductors all led to, over time, my knee more and more getting pulled over to the tighter muscles towards the lateral side, and the cracking getting worse and worse. But now, why might I be confident that I could potentially fix this in 1 week? Well, if you haven't seen it already, a couple of years ago I made a video where I had some instant techniques that could actually help get rid of knee cracking. Check that video out. That technique used to work well for me, but it doesn't work anymore because I think my patellar maltracking has gotten significantly worse. That's actually quite alarming to me. I need to fix this before this gets worse. So then, what are the exercises, techniques, stretches, etc. that I am going to do to hopefully get this cracking to go away? So to start, very simply, it is going to be stretches that help loosen the tight muscles and ligaments, and then exercises to help tighten and strengthen those loose and old, injured, weaker muscles. So I want to loosen the outside of my leg and tighten the inside of my leg, essentially. Now there's some more complex things I'm planning on doing, but that is how I'm starting out my approach on day 1. So without further ado, let's get into the specifics of exactly what I'm doing for my exercises. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, that is terrible. To start the rebalancing of my knee, I used a foam roller to break up the suspected tight muscles and tissues that I suspected to be on the lateral side of my knee. And feeling around, I found the really tight spots to be up close to my knee on the lateral side, and then right at the upper third level of the lateral thigh. So I worked on the area by the knee until I felt like it was getting loose, and then rolled up to the tight part on the upper third of the leg. This was actually pretty darn uncomfortable, but it felt like I needed to do this. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, I did 3 minutes on each leg, and then... Still cracking, but it's like less. Okay, they're still way off. It looked like if this was going to work, then I still had some serious work to do. So I then went to the gym to have a little more room to train legs, but on day 1, only with my body weight and kind of functional style, trying to only target the loose, weak muscles on the inner part of my thighs, or my abductors. Now real quick, I wanted to do a test to show you guys where I did my technique that I posted in a video a couple of years ago, where I consciously flexed the inside of my thighs, and that used to get rid of the knee cracking, but doing this now, you can see it got so bad. All right, I'm gonna tighten these. Go. Oh. It still cracks. Not good. Okay, now to start with the exercises, I wanted to do things that didn't just keep constantly cracking my knees the entire workout because I felt like this might lead to excess wear and tear. And I was finding in order to do this, I kind of had to cut back on the range of motion. If I went to just before 90 degrees or even past, my knees would crack. So what my idea was to try to get my squat slowly deeper and deeper without any cracking over the course of this week, while hopefully my knee was recentering itself. Now really paying attention during this workout, I discovered something that I had not yet realized that might have been contributing to this knee imbalance, and that is usually when I squat. Throughout the past couple of years, I have favored a fairly narrow stance, but trying to feel this out and thinking about it, I realized this was actually more targeting the outside of my thighs and neglecting the adductors. And then after focusing and trying some wider squats, I could really feel the stretch in the adductors, especially up towards the top. A simple thing such as squat stance, but I believe it made a big difference. So I just did 3 sets of 15 reps of these slow and controlled wide stance bodyweight squats. Now that I felt warm, to further hopefully hit the adductor muscles, I did 3 sets of 5 reps of each leg of these sliding lunges. Now I didn't have a slider, but luckily the barefoot shoes on this floor for some reason are pretty slidey. And then to further work on knee stability, I did 3 sets of these step-up lunges, really trying to focus keeping my adductors tight, but also not letting my knee go off center as I went up. Doing this and paying attention to what was going on to my leg, it was trying to wobble all over the place. I was probably just muscling through these so much before. So yeah, it's really a good thing I was getting myself together this week. Now that was pretty much it for the workout, but I was planning to do some kind of exercise every day and didn't want to overexhaust my legs because I actually felt like that would hinder my progress. My idea was to take more of a therapeutic approach at first until I was more confident and then maybe have a more intense day in there. Day 2, introducing one of these TheraMassage things, focusing just above the lower lateral part of the knee where I believed it was tight, kind of the lower IT band area. Essentially the same part I was trying to foam roll, but getting a little deeper. Yeah, so surprisingly enough, I actually noticed some immediate improvements right after using this tool for about 3 minutes on each side. Anyways, after that, I wanted to do some experimental stretches that would hopefully target the IT band, but hopefully target more towards the lower part of the knee. This was actually a hard area to specifically target. It felt like everything I did to stretch the IT band was stretching more closer up to my hips. Now I did find this one stretch where I go up to a wall sideways and I take the leg that's closest to the wall and I put it behind my other leg and then push my hip towards the wall, which kind of felt like it was stretching more in the mid area of my IT band, not exactly down to the lower part where I wanted to target, but maybe this would just loosen everything up and down the chain. Really liking how the compression massager was able to target the area I wanted to that was tight. I was planning to start this on every single day, so I did so, followed by a foam rolling session on day 3. And just like on day 2, right after this, it felt like things were immediately loosened up and sounding better in the knee. Seems a little bit less. Feeling recovered from day 1, adding back in some wide bodyweight squats, this time using the wall to test my mobility and help keep my form right. As I got closer and closer and tried to get deeper and deeper into these squats, I actually felt something unexpected. Oh, whoa. So strangely, what I'm realizing is it seems like the upper inner parts of my thighs, the medial parts, are actually tight. I thought the whole inside of my thighs, I thought they were all loose, and that's why my knee was like shifting off to the lateral side. But I think it's actually just this upper part, if that even makes sense, because this still doesn't feel like it's really engaging much when I'm doing the squats or anything from any angle. It's like so hard to engage this. But when I'm going deep, this feels so tight right here, like so tight. And what I'm thinking is like, that's where my injuries were. Maybe that got all bound up and tightened, and then for some reason, this part got loose. And then this outside part is also tight as well. So it's not like the whole entire inside is loose like I thought. Maybe just the part by the knee. So I'm going to have to find a way to, I don't know, loosen this up, tighten this up, get everything evened out. I think it's going to be a little bit more intricate than I thought. So going into day 4, I really wanted to find an exercise or some kind of activation that could really help me target the lower inside part of the thigh, as opposed to just all the adductors or the upper adductors. After playing around for a minute, I came up with this exercise using a resistance band, wrapping it around my ankle, and then bringing my knee up towards my opposite side. I felt like while this was obviously targeting a range of muscles, for some reason for me, it seemed like it was really hitting the lower inside part of my thigh. Not going close to failure, just trying to activate. I did 10 reps for 3 sets on each side. Maybe I should sell some of this junk and buy that new lens. That might be a decent idea if the financial Friday doesn't work out. Now, I still did want to keep trying to progress these wide stance squats. As a reminder, that's something I'm not used to doing. I typically prefer a more narrow stance, but I think that has led to this problem of the knees becoming imbalanced for the reasons I explained earlier. So trying to work to a wide stance where I could really feel the stretch in the adductors towards the bottom and then the activation in the adductors as I squeezed up to the top. This time, however, on day 4, I did want to add some weight into this movement. However, when I tried to go up in weight, things got a little sketchy. Oh, kind of a crack. Not too bad. A little cracking. A little bit of cracking. A little bit of cracking. Yeah, a little bit of cracking. Okay. More like a lot of bit of cracking, and honestly that sounded pretty terrible in my opinion. Maybe it was a mistake for me to try to push weight on these wide stance squats so early. So the next day it was back to the therapeutic approach. Felt like this was really working too. Gosh darn it. Looks like it's already fully charged, but just let it go again. Hopefully it doesn't like blow up.
Why wouldn't it work?
Because it stopped working. Oh! Oh my gosh. Oh.
What was wrong with it?
It was making some weird squeaky noise. That was a close one. Anyways, continuing with the compression massager because I felt like this really targeted the specific region that was the trouble spot for me, causing the knee cracking in the first place. Those sturdy knees I'm building.
No side flip.
Oh, not yet. Maybe this summer. Maybe we're coming back. Now back in the gym to hit another leg workout. This time, instead of focusing on adding any weights, I really wanted to focus on reps, sets, and depth. Now also while squatting, I use this little technique to really activate my adductors. I used my arms to apply outward pressure and then fought back with my legs, squeezing inwards. And in doing this, the cracking completely went away. The only thing is it was a little awkward to do this myself, so for a few sets, I had a trusty partner help me out.
Ew.
It's working. Shaved a little bit right here in the shower to get a better connection. Yeah? Oh, I'm feeling it, yeah. Oh, it's working. Oh, it's flexing that one. Let's see. Maybe like there. Oh, that's doing it. That's doing it. Oh my gosh. There it goes. That's it. There it is. A final therapeutic approach I stacked on top of everything was using my TENS unit to help stimulate some of those medial lower leg muscles that I felt like were super weak. 1, to help them recover, 2, to also help with that mind-muscle connection. I actually felt like this was really working. I wish I would have done this earlier in the experiment, but this is probably something I will do, continuing this going forward to further improve this imbalance. Regardless, 1 week was up, and it was time to compare the sound of my knees on day 1 to the sound of my knees after 1 week. Was I able to actually fix this problem? Yeah. Okay, still some cracking and popping, but I feel like it's noticeably less. Also, I'm going all the way down. If I don't go all the way down, listen to this. This is an improvement in my opinion, but I also feel like it is an improvement even on the full deep squat all the way down in my opinion. So I'm definitely happy that it's going in the right direction. Going forward, I'm gonna continue to work on basically all this stuff I showed in this video, specifically the things I really liked. The therapeutic compression massager, that felt like it was able to target those tight muscles on the lateral side very well, but like specific ones rather than just kind of hitting all over the place. So I'm definitely going to continue to do that as long as that thing doesn't break. And going back into my workouts, when I'm doing any squatting exercise, I think I'm going to start to do them a little bit more wider and focusing on squeezing the adductors on the way up. Changing that squat stance I felt like was really helping to start to target the inside of those muscles. So that's the second thing I'm going to continue to do going forward that I felt like really helped this week. Maybe using the tens unit here and there to help that mind muscle connection. That was very interesting on the final day to just help activate those muscles that I just have been having trouble activating that might help bring my knee over to the right path. Let me know if there are any exercises or techniques or anything that I should add in, or what your thoughts are. If I'm doing something wrong, let me know. I'm not saying I'm a guru here. I'm not saying I know what I'm doing 100%. I'm not saying I'm completely right and no, you're wrong. Please let me know. This is open source, all right? Let's get to the bottom of this, but I think my little theory there and my approach, well, it made some difference. I documented it. Knock on some wood, we don't jinx anything here, okay? But yeah, let me know what you guys thought about this video. I hope you guys all have a great day. Stay tuned, more videos coming out. Peace. I will see you all in the next video.